Welcome back to MythicMarvel. Today, we're diving into the world of history and legend, uncovering 10 historical figures you probably never knew were real. From legendary warriors to infamous villains, these figures have often been thought of as purely mythical. But guess what? They actually existed. Let's get started. We begin with Robin Hood, the infamous outlaw who stole from the rich and gave to the poor. Though he's often seen as a fictional hero of folklore, many historians believe Robin Hood was based on a real person, or perhaps a combination of several people, who lived in medieval England. Records from the 13th century refer to outlaws with similar names who were active in the forests around Nottingham. Was he a single man or a symbol of resistance? The truth is still a mystery. Next up, we have Mulan, the warrior woman from ancient China who disguised herself as a man to fight in place of her father. While her story was popularized by Disney, Mulan is believed to be based on a real person, or a legend with deep roots in Chinese history. The Ballad of Mulan, dating back to the Northern Wei dynasty, tells her story, and she remains a symbol of bravery and devotion in Chinese culture. Dracula fans, this one's for you. Vlad the Impaler, also known as Vlad III or Vlad Dracula, was a real 15th century prince of Wallachia. His brutal methods of punishment, particularly impaling his enemies, earned him a fearsome reputation. Bram Stoker used Vlad's surname Dracula for his famous vampire character, but the real Vlad was far scarier than any fictional monster. Now, let's talk about Ragnar Lothbrok, the legendary Viking king who's featured in sagas and TV shows. While his life is shrouded in legend, historians believe he was based on a real Viking leader from the 9th century. Ragnar's exploits, including raids on France and England, were chronicled in medieval texts. Whether he was one man or an amalgamation of several Viking heroes, Ragnar's legacy is undeniable. The Pied Piper of Hamelin is often thought of as a cautionary tale, but it's based on a real event from the 13th century in Germany. According to historical records, a piper led away 130 children from the town of Hamelin, and they were never seen again. Theories range from a mass emigration to a tragic accident, but the truth behind the Pied Piper remains one of history's eerie mysteries. King Arthur, the legendary ruler of Camelot, has captivated imaginations for centuries. While the stories of the Sword in the Stone and the Knights of the Round Table are likely embellished, many historians believe Arthur was based on a real 5th or 6th century warrior who defended Britain against Saxon invaders. The true identity of this Arthur may be lost to time, but his legend endures. John Henry, the steel-driving man, who raced a steam-powered hammer and won, at the cost of his life, is another figure shrouded in myth. However, evidence suggests that John Henry was a real person, an African-American railroad worker in the 19th century. His story has become a symbol of human strength and perseverance in the face of industrialization. William Tell, the Swiss folk hero famous for shooting an apple off his son's head, is another legendary figure believed to have been real. According to Swiss legend, Tell's defiance against the tyrant Gessler sparked a rebellion that led to Swiss independence. While the details are debated, Tell's story is deeply embedded in Swiss national identity. The Man in the Iron Mask, immortalized in novels and films, was a real prisoner in 17th century France. His identity remains a mystery, but he was held in several prisons, including the Bastille, always wearing a mask. Some believe he was the twin brother of King Louis XIV, while others think he was a disgraced nobleman. The truth behind the mask remains one of history's great unsolved mysteries. Finally, we have Gilgamesh, the hero of one of the oldest known works of literature, the Epic of Gilgamesh. While his epic tale is filled with gods and monsters, Gilgamesh himself is believed to have been a real king of Uruk in ancient Mesopotamia, around 2800 BCE. Archaeological evidence supports the existence of a historical figure who became the basis for the legendary king. And there you have it, 10 historical figures you never knew were real. History is full of surprises, and sometimes, the truth is even more fascinating than the myth. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to MythicMarvel for more incredible stories from the past.